we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I wanted to take a second to share a quick thought about the killing of Rayshard Brooks down in Atlanta. You know, Atlanta's hot. It's a big old mess down there, man. And you know, my heart goes out to, obviously, to the family for what happened and everything else, and to the community. You know, I have a lot of friends in Atlanta, and I really care about what happens there. And we have things that happen here in Chicago. I don't know if you guys know, but we had 18 people killed in a 24-hour period in Chicago. So, you know, Black death is something we got to think about on all fronts. Whether you're talking about cops killing Black people, you're talking about Black people killing Black people, or anybody killing Black people. I think it's really important that we don't let media shape our way of kind of looking at this. Like, I suggest you find your own perspective and stick with that. So let me just give you kind of a quick thought about, you know, Rayshard and the police. There's basically one sentence that comes to mind when I think about the Rayshard incident. I watched the video, and basically the sentence that comes to mind is, stop fucking with me. You know, just stop fucking with me. And what do I mean by that? You know, I looked at this brother in the car. I mean, you know, yeah, he's in the car. He's drunk. He's in the parking lot of Wendy's. It may be somebody at Wendy's called, you know, police. Police were trying to deal with that. That's cool. But you also saw in the video that he was working very, very hard to be cooperative. He was willing to walk home. He just basically was like, look, just don't put me in jail. And, you know, and I think that if the police were genuinely concerned with serving and protecting, they would understand that your job is not just to serve and protect white people from Black people or rich people from poor people. Your job might be to protect him from himself, or to protect, protect him in general by making sure he gets home okay. You know, the fact that his sister lives close by would say to me that, well, why wouldn't you just give him a ride home? You know, everybody, lots of people drink. I don't drink. I told you guys, I think just as a Black man, I think as Black men, we got to be careful about drugs and alcohol. That's how white folks get your ass. You know, Malcolm X used to say it, that the white man will sell you the liquor bottle and then he'll lock you up for being drunk. I believe that to the core of my heart. I believe that we as Black men have to really kind of think about that. But, you know, but if you really want to be for real about it, a lot of people drink. A lot of people get drunk. That doesn't make them bad people. And why not just work on getting him home safely? Again, the idea is safety, right? Who are you protecting? Who are you serving? And I think that that's the issue. Because if you look at that situation, you look at the Eric Garner situation and the George Floyd situation as well, you're basically talking about situations where Black men either weren't doing anything at all, or they were doing something that did not require significant intervention. Eric Garner was selling loose cigarettes for $2. Who gives a fuck? Like, seriously, like, who cares, man? Are you really trying to kill somebody, attack them, beat them up, possibly send them to prison, you know, for assaulting an officer, get yourself killed, get yourself fired, get yourself, you know, taken down by the community who's really coming out to cops with a vengeance? Are you really willing to put all that on the line because somebody was selling loose cigarettes, or because a guy was drunk in a parking lot? You know, and I think that's the big issue. You know, stop fucking with me. Just, you know, the reality, and this has always been true, and I've been saying this for 25 years. I'm just thanking God now people are listening to these messages. Back in the day, I used to talk about Black men being shot down by the cops and attacked by the cops for a long time. Even Black people wouldn't listen. You know, and I'm kind of disappointed with Black folks for the fact that we only start talking about shit when white people start talking about it. We think we only care when white people start talking about it. But the whole Obama presidency, there were Black men and Black women being killed left and right all throughout Chicago. And every time I brought it up, people were like, oh, we don't want to hear about that. You know, well, okay, now white folks are giving you permission to talk about it. Fucking okay, let's talk about it. You know, we've always lived in a world where simply interacting with the police, engaging with the police, was something that put a Black man's life at risk. Just having a conversation with a cop could get you killed or get you sent to prison for 20 years for assaulting a cop. The cop grabs you, he tries to put you in handcuffs, you swing back or you push him away. Next thing you know, they're charging with assaulting an officer. This is that overwhelming power of the state that whole idea that cops believe, that many cops have been taught to believe, and my father was a cop for a long time, so I know this. They were taught to believe that they have so much authority over other human beings that you just need to do what they say no matter what. That even if it's right or wrong, even if it's uncalled for, if you don't do what they say, then you are in the wrong. That makes you in violation of the law because you simply did not do what a cop told you to do. Well, we've lost those days. You know, I'm honestly, I'm not as extreme as a lot of folks. You know what I mean? Like I kind of think, you know, I think that some cops really are out here really not trying to shoot nobody. I think there are cops out here that are like, okay, I want to be a nice person because I don't want you to think I'm bad, but it's too late. Too late. You've let those bad cops ruin the reputation of the police department. Little children are mortified of you. Little kids don't want to grow up and become cops anymore. So when they get to the point where they finally wake up and realize the fundamental truth, which is that Black people should be policing Black communities, that we should be controlling our own shit. When we get to that point where we start saying, okay, we need Black cops in Black communities, a lot of Black kids won't want to become cops. They're associating cops with killers and criminals. And I don't think that's necessarily a fair assumption, but when you let the police unions speak for you, where they defend cops no matter what, when you allow bad cops to continue to operate under your same umbrella, what that's doing is that's infecting the entire process. That's infecting the public trust in the system. I never thought I'd get to a day where I saw so many people just look at cops as dirty, nasty, thuggish, disgusting pigs. And I don't think it had to get that way. But now you're at a point where you're going to have to redo the whole system. And I really hope that they do. And then after you get done with that, I need y'all to go pay attention to the mass incarceration. I've been talking to y'all about what Joe Biden and Bill Clinton did to Black men and Black women in the 1990s. Those people are still in jail. The worst atrocities are not George Floyd. The worst atrocities are not Rayshard Brooks. They're the lucky ones. They're the ones who had their crimes committed on camera. They're the ones who were out of jail when the assaults occurred. There are brothers and sisters in prison right now being raped every day. There are people in prison being beaten into a coma. There are people in there being allowed to die. I know inmates who've talked to me about their cellmate dying and the guard not even wanting to do any sort of resuscitation. It is an absolute hellhole. It is 1804 in our American prison system. And I'm hoping that the next step in this process is that we go deeper down the rabbit hole and really start looking at what they're doing to our people that are locked up, that don't have the cameras around. Because there's a reason why they don't tell you what's happening in prison. There's a reason they don't let cameras in prison. There's a reason why they don't have any accountability in anybody. It's because they are committing some of the worst atrocities in the history of all mankind in those prisons. They are doing Auschwitz 2020 up in that motherfucker. So please go pay attention to what's really going down and don't just get caught up in that which is glamorous. Because that's what we're doing. We're paying attention to the glamorous, the symbolism. Everybody wants to send money to George Floyd and take care of his family. I think that's cool. George Floyd's family deserves to be taken care of, but there's 100,000 George Floyds out here. So when you give all your energy to one, you're ignoring the other 99,000. I mean, for real, are you serious about fixing this issue, or are you just trying to make yourself feel good? Make a decision, man. Seriously. So that's my 2 cents on this. That's what I'm thinking. A lot of you asked me about it, so I thought I would address it. But honestly, also for Black folks that want to build, at the end of the day, you know, we got to stay focused. We got to talk about building our own community, owning our own, you know, and so the rest of the week, we're also going to be talking about building and marching forward and doing the things we got to do, man, because there's so much work that needs to be done. And I don't give a damn how many white folks reach out to you and offer a kumbaya and want to kiss you in public. And I saw some FedEx driver that was crying on Facebook because some white guy spit on him. No, man. That's not how men carry themselves. That's not how a community conducts itself. You must conduct yourself with strength. You must come to the table with knowledge. You must come to the table with a commitment to ownership, so that when those opportunities open up, you know exactly what to do with them. So that's it, guys. I'm out of here. Have a good day. Don't forget, Black Movie Night's coming up. We're going to have another movie, The Black Love Blueprint, all about love and relationships in the Black community. Dorian Chandler, the director, I'm going to try to get her to come in as well. And we got some other stuff. I think we're going to do the next Malcolm X speech as well. I wanted to do House Negro, Field Negro, and analyze that. We did Ballad of the Bullet last week. I think I'm going to set up something maybe next week to do House Negro, Field Negro. So if you'd like to go check that out, go to blackmovienight.net. That's blackmovienight.net. So I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Have a good day. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins. Love you guys. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boy's TV.